Guys, it's a decent boy in a romance novel. I am flabbergasted. Today, we are looking at Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, which is the first book of the Tommen's, the Boys of Tommen's, I think, the Boys of Tommen series. And I am going to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. We've talked about some of the problems that I've had with some of the work that I have read by Chloe Walsh, where there's just like it's the same old problems, every book is about the same problems, and there just seems to be a little bit of a lack of depth in the relationships. This book was completely different. I loved this book. So number one, can we just, once again, this is a decent boy. We're talking about Johnny, okay? Johnny Kavanaugh is incredible. I mean, I love this boy. I love this boy so freaking much. Number one, he has this whole injury situation that's going down, and it is hindering his ability to play rugby, okay? He is full on in the pursuit of a professional career in rugby, which... Rugby is an aggressive sport, so this is, that is quite the undertaking. But then he's dealing with this injury. I loved the injury, okay? I loved the injury. I liked how that was his problem. It wasn't I have a really bad past and my parents are bad. It seems like every single romance novel, the boy's parents are bad. But this guy, he's got great parents. He's got great parents. Sure, they're a little bit absent, but, I mean... all in all, he has great parents. And he has parents that don't seem to necessarily be pressuring him into playing professional rugby. This is all him. This is his dream, and this is what he is after. And so he has great parents, but the injury is, that is his problem. That is his problem, and he's not telling people that, oh, I have this injury, and I am in pain, and I really shouldn't be playing rugby, I really shouldn't be training, I really shouldn't be, right? He has a goal, and he is keeping this secret. He's keeping this secret of, oh, I'm in pain. Okay, I am in pain and I really shouldn't be playing. I had this surgery and it's not healing properly. And he's not telling anybody this information. He's not telling anybody anything. And then we have Shannon. Okay, so Shannon, she comes from the wrong side of the tracks. She's going to this school, but she has so much trauma and she has it from all angles. Okay, so number one, her family freaking sucks. Her parents are the legitimate worst. Her father is incredibly physically and verbally abusive to her. Her mother is, a wet rag. She does absolutely nothing. It is just, trying to make sure that Shannon's dad's happy. And so Shannon is completely cornered on that front. But then she has this past of being bullied at school, horrifically bullied at school. And we love that. Okay, we love that. We love that trauma that she brings to the situation. I don't love it for her, okay? That's terrible that it happened to her because she seems like an incredible person. But I love that element that we brought. And Chloe Walsh really, I felt for this girl. I really felt, I felt the pain of this girl. I felt the fear of this girl. I was completely understanding of this girl. And I loved the fact that it was we really dove into those feelings. And we really dove into that fear. We really dove into that. And from both of them, it was we understood the stress and the pressure, and it didn't seem like ridiculous stress and pressure. And both of their situations, it was they had their secrets, they had their problems, and they had things that they weren't telling people, and they even had things that they weren't necessarily telling each other. But they felt legitimate to me because I felt I was really in the minds of these characters. I felt I was really able to understand these characters. It's obvious that Johnny is very controlled and very regimented, and he's got goals and he's ambitious and he's on fire, and he is this guy that he has his sights set on something and he is not going to let anything get in the way. And I could feel that, I could understand that, I could see that, and I could see the stress that he's living under because, any 17, 18-year-old boy who's, boy or girl, it doesn't matter. But it's they feel this pressure to be something, whether or not the pressure is there. They feel this pressure to be a certain way. And that, Johnny feels that pressure. Johnny feels that, right? He feels that pressure that he has to perform and that things are going to be stripped away from him because, if he gives in to the fact that he has something like terribly wrong with him, right? Like he is afraid that it's like, if I don't like continue, right? If I don't keep plugging along and ignoring the pain and ignoring the fact that, oh, my injury's not healing right, if I don't continue ignoring that, then I am never going to reach my goal. And then with Shannon, it's like, okay, so she's keeping this secret because it's like, and I completely understand this too, her parents are abusing her. It's not just, oh, people are mean to me. It is that her parents are abusing her, and she's young, right? Like, it's not like she can run away. It's not like, you know, she is a kid that would be put into the system if, you know, the authorities got whiff of it and then they decided to do something about it, then she would be put into the system. It's not like, you know, oh, I can just duck out and run away. No, like it is either stay here with the known problem or get whisked away to an unknown problem. And you know, she doesn't want to tell Johnny because he might, right? Like, you never know what that's going to look like if you tell somebody at school that it's like, oh yeah, like I'm going to call the authorities then, or I'm going to, right? Like she doesn't want other people involved in it. The bullies at school with that, you know, she keeps that really close to her chest just because it's one of those, like, that's sort of embarrassing, right? Like that's embarrassing for somebody who's been bullied, that it's like, I was bullied. And especially with Johnny, you know, it's like she feels somewhat ashamed and embarrassed of that. And so I do understand that secret, but I really do understand the secret with her parents and the fact that she doesn't want to tell people about her home life because that would put her in danger. That would actually put her in danger. And so I love their secrets. Okay, like this is one of those books where like I'm typically not a secrets person. You know, I tend to be one of those people where it's like, these are dumb secrets. Why are you keeping this a secret from this person who you apparently are just falling for, right? Like you're head over heels in love with them and you're keeping this dumb secret. Like if you're head over heels in love with somebody, I feel like secrets like this are not necessary, right? Like I feel like that's a dumb secret to keep. These actually seem like legitimate secrets. Here's what I really liked. And here's what I think was an incredible improvement over the other books that I've read by Chloe Walsh. We didn't have this like stupid, and I'm talking stupid, like believing the people who are villains or the jumping to conclusions. Okay, we had none of that. Okay, so there are so many moments in this story where it's like, okay, in any other Chloe Walsh book, then we would have the girl stomping off completely out of character and acting all pissed off and saying like, oh, I hate you and I don't want to talk to you and you did this to me. I just know you did this to me, right? Like, oh, something wrong happened at school and so Shannon automatically thinks that it's because of Johnny when Johnny's been nothing but wonderful to her. There was none of that, okay? And not to mention Johnny's just a really great guy, right? It's not like he is this bully to other people or anything, right? Like he's a big personality and he's a control freak, but he's not a bully. And so what I loved about this story was that it was like there were things happening and there were things happening to Shannon and there are things, right? Like there's things happening on both sides, but it's not like they're jumping to conclusions and assuming that, oh, since you're the person who's driving me crazy, then it must be your fault that all these things are happening in my life. Like there was none of that. There was absolutely none of that. It was one of those deals where it's like they were legitimately friends and they were legitimately like especially Johnny to Shannon for most of the book where it was like, I'm going to take care of you. I can tell, like, you are somewhat fragile. I'm going to take care of you. And I'm going to be nice to you. And I'm going to make sure that you're okay. Like, there was none of this, like, oh, I'm just going to pick on you because you're driving me crazy. Like, that's always just so dumb to me. Whenever it's one of those deals where it's like, well, I've been so mean to you because I love you and I shouldn't love you. Okay. Johnny sort of has that going on where he's like, I shouldn't be falling for this girl. Number one, she's a lot younger than me. And number two, you know, I have this goal. But it's not like he's mean to her, right? He has a few moments where he's a complete prickhole, but it's not like he justifies them. And it's not like he acts, you know, like she's terrible and it's not like he's out to get her necessarily. He's just like he's frustrated with himself. And so I love that friendship. I loved that friendship and I loved the fact that it wasn't like they were completely jumping to conclusions every time things went awry with each other. But that it was sort of one of those deals where they started leaning on each other quite a bit, you know, and when things were happening where, you know, oh, people are discovering that, oh, Johnny has an injury or something's wrong with Johnny or something like that. It wasn't like Johnny automatically assumed that Shannon went off and told somebody. It's like he trusts her. They trust each other. And I loved that. I loved that bit about the book, because it was one of those things where it's just like they were friends, right? Like, and they knew things about each other, and they talked, and they like knew each other's personality and all these kinds of things. And they're trying to learn more about each other. And, we see some of that physical attraction and right? Like we see some of that where it's like, oh, like being around you makes me feel things. That's perfectly normal. But whenever it's one of those deals where it's like, oh my word, you just consume me and I can't control myself. Like, I'm sorry, I have a real problem with that. That's just, I don't know. Maybe I've just never been consumed before. But it's one of those deals where it's like, I liked the fact that they were not just like eating each other's face, right? I liked the fact that it was like, no, like I want to be your friend and I want to know about you and I want to know what's going on with you. Like Johnny keeps pushing in like, Shannon, what's going on? Like, why do you have all these bruises? Why are you hurt? Why are you acting like this? What's wrong? Right? Like, he's digging in and he's trying to figure out who is hurting you? Is it happening at school? And he's trying to know her. It's not just this blind infatuation. It's, they're building background. I really like that. I really like the background. I really like that they're building that. And once again, I really liked the fact that they were not trusting the problem people. Okay, we have problem people. We got plenty of problem people in here, right? I mean, we have Shannon's father, who's a complete, waste of space. And then we have Bella, right? We have Bella, who is a waste of space. We have Bella's boyfriend. I mean, there's all these people that it's sort of like, okay, what is your purpose beyond being terrible? They have no purpose beyond being terrible. But we do not have, and this also seems to be a classic Chloe Walsh move, we don't have our main characters believing them. For instance, it would be a classic move for, Bella to say something to Shannon and Shannon start being all hurt and lashing out at Johnny because Bella told her something. Okay, that would be typical. That'd be a typical Chloe Walsh move. But that wasn't happening in this story, right? That wasn't happening in this story. It wasn't like Bella was saying things to Shannon and Shannon was flying off the handle at Johnny. No, it was more like Bella was saying things and it was freaking Shannon out, and Johnny's like, Bella, what's your problem, right? Get a grip and leave me alone. Leave her alone. Leave everybody alone. Go away, right? And so it felt like, okay, this is an actual mature response to the situation. It's not like we're just jumping to the conclusion that this person who has an obvious problem with you, it's not like we're jumping to the conclusion that they are telling you the truth, right? Because that always bothers me. That bothers me with a lot of books, is where it's like, well, why would they lie to me? They have plenty of reasons to lie to you, and the number one reason that they would lie to you is because they don't need a reason to lie to you, right? And so that was not happening in this book. It was one of those deals where it was they were Johnny and Shannon were trusting each other. They didn't know why, they just did. And they weren't letting each other down all the time. It was one of those deals where it was okay, I'm going to keep my promise here. Or, right, Johnny said, I'm not going to let anything happen to you at school. And he didn't let anything happen to her at school. Shannon stuck by him when, at the end, when Johnny was having all the issues with his injury and all these things. They were dependable people. They're dependable characters. And I like that. Okay, I like that. I feel like there's a lot of romance novels that they like to make you feel like, oh, these are dependable characters, and then it's like they have this massive reason why they wouldn't be dependable, right? This massive severing of trust. I don't know. It's one of those deals where it's if this were to happen, I probably wouldn't continue falling in love with this person, right? If this were to happen, I probably would run away. I would run away. But with this, it's no, the problems are happening around them. They are good, right? And that's something that I did with my own book when I wrote my book, was that it was my characters, my people, they're good. Right? They are good. The problems are happening around them. And it's about how they're handling the problems. They aren't the problem, right? They aren't the problem. And I liked that this was that situation, is where it was these two aren't the problem. It's the situations that they both find themselves individually, right? They find themselves in different challenging situations, but they are not each other's problem. right? They are not each other's problem. There's a few moments where Johnny's sort of like, oh my word, Shannon, like I can't get Shannon off my mind. That's a problem, right? But it's not like he treats her like a problem. It's not like he has a couple of moments where he's sort of like, right, like he's frustrated and he sort of lashes out or something like that. But it's not like he goes off the handle and like hurts her, right? It's more of like he has these moments like this rage moment. And so I loved that. I loved that element of the book. It felt like a story that it was like, okay, these are all legitimate things. These are all legitimate reactions, right? These are all things that it's like, yes, right? I mean, I can see these things playing out in real life, right? I can see where there'd be some kid who, he's got his eye on the ball and he's already feeling like, he's got his grip on his goals is already sort of starting to slip, and then he has somebody in his life that is like, you're distracting me, and it's stressing him out, right? And I can see where it's like you have this abused girl who, her father beats her every time she comes home, and not to mention that her father oftentimes beats her because he thinks that she's a whore in some fashion. It makes sense that she really wouldn't want to be seen with a boy, right? I mean, there's so many things about this story where it's like, yeah, that makes sense, right? And so I really liked this story. And I mean, the fact that it takes place in Ireland alone is reason enough for me to love it, because I love Ireland. I love Irish culture. And so this whole book, I loved it. And so, yes, I am definitely going to continue reading the, Boys of Tommen series, just because it's like, this is solid. I really like this. So yes, those are my thoughts on this Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. What are your thoughts? How did you feel about the whole Johnny Shannon thing? Listen, I ship them. These are beautiful people. Johnny, what a cutie pie. I absolutely love him. He's precious. And there's also a cat named Brian. Okay, I love the cats with the wild names. Give me a cat with a wild name any day. I love Brian. Okay, so yes, we love this story. Absolutely. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd be very interested. Do you think that this is an improvement on other Chloe Walsh books? Because I certainly think that this is a step up. I liked this story quite a bit. So let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for hanging out with me today. That's all I have for you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.